Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to my YouTube channel today. Today's share is for Cut to You and I am using this super fun cut file called Starlight Starbright, and this is the page that I have created. Now I thought that I had recorded my process of getting that star cut file done, but apparently I have not. So while I make you watch me finish off embossing here, I actually started with a piece of cardstock that I knew I was likely never going to use, and it is a piece of purple cardstock. And I have cut that on that diagonal right across that purple cardstock. I've used my Versamark ink pad. Actually, no, it was the Dabber little bottle thingy. I'm not sure what happened to my footage, but anyway. And then dumped the gold glitter embossing powder on there. I have done, I think I ended up doing 2 coats. And as you saw at the beginning then, I obviously hadn't set it all 100% correctly. So I went back in and dried the rest of it off. You may have quickly seen the photo that I had there. It is of my biggest boy on the 1st of December last year. If you know me well enough, you will know that the 1st of December is Christmas tree day. So we'll put in the Christmas tree up. I will tell you the story in a little bit. So what I've got here is a piece of textured white cardstock that I have applied clear gesso to. I recently put in a decent size order with Lindy's and have some beautiful new colours. But my son is wearing a like tealy aqua colour t-shirt, and red and teal are a couple of my favourite colour combinations for Christmas. So I just kind of went, you know what, I'm going to do it. I have started with Tiffany Lou Blue on the background, and from there I have added a Lindy's Squirts. Now if you haven't used these, I have discovered that they are very bold colours, very, very pigmented. I love them, but yes, very, very pigmented colours, and the squirt that I used is called Looney Toony Teal. However, if anyone else out there has used the Lindy's Squirts, now I found that the colour and the shine sinks to the bottom, and I have a really hard time mixing it up. I don't know if I'm being special, maybe I'm missing a tip or a trick. I tend to put something in and like mix it properly. And then the last colour that I added there was, I haven't written it down, or have I? I have Shabby Turbine Teal in one of the magical powders. You can see I'm mixing that colour up there. It's that more greener colour. So I have basically squirted colour onto my background, added water, moved it around. You would have seen at one point that I had squirted like to the edges of the page and just used my paper towel to get rid of the excess from the spray. I wanted to kind of keep the colour behind the cut file here and not for it to go everywhere. So if you have gessoed your background, you can use a baby wipe or you can spray some extra water on there and then lift the colour up. But I just basically put the colour on the background and smooshed it around. I added a couple of extra different colours just to get a bit of variation. And I am going in with the same colours now, doing some splatters. The darker colours were really dark, and that's why I have used my paper towel again to lift them up. I don't mind the splatters being quite obviously splatters, but they were super, super dark. So I did use my paper towel, and there you could see I added in the Tiffany Lou Blue as well, and I just used my paper towel to get rid of some of the excess liquid. Okay, so I wanted, like I said, one of my favourite colour combinations for Christmas is red and teal. I love it. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, but it really just screams Christmas to me. So I wanted to bring in some extra red, and you can see I've got some red in my title there. This is an Ellie Studio pattern paper. It is called Happy Heart. I'm not sure which collection it's from, but you can see I have cut out the center of that, and then I trimmed down, I think I ended up doing 1/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, and then I've gone in with my scissors and done a really messy, not straight, cut along those 4 edges, and I really love how that looks. And you can see I just showed you on one of those edges that I cut a straight line down so that I could roll that paper just a little bit more. I'm not sure what happened here. I've obviously whacked my camera, and so you are on a bit of an angle for a little while, and I do apologise. I was so excited when this all started coming together that I obviously didn't even notice that I'd hit the camera. This pattern paper that I'm sticking behind here is a Chamel pattern paper. It is from the Starshine collection, one of my most favourite collections of all time ever. It is called Gemini, and I have, I think I used the outside of that on a different layout, I think. And so I've just got the centre to work with. All I did was stick those pattern papers behind those tears, glue them down, and then I have cut the excess and distressed the edge as well. I've gone back and I've stuck down my main background to the red LE Studio paper, and I've added some sprinkles. So I've gone in with the Silver Bell shimmers and also the Vibes Pop Art Pink. Yes, I am mixing my metals here, showing you my layers there. So I've got some of that red and then some of that teal colour with the stars as well. So I've got the gold in the cut file, but I've also got the silver in my title. So I just figured I would embrace it. There's the purple. I figured I would just embrace the mixing of the metals and added some silver to my background, as well as this gold cut file. You can see I am sticking the cut file down. I'm not going to stick it all down. What I did on the bottom right corner, I did to the top left hand corner, and then you saw I got my long arm stapler and stapled it down. I was more interested in having it on the page than 100% stuck down. I like that it's loose and kind of gives a bit of lift and dimension. Because I've applied the embossing powder, it has kind of, it's not warped, but it's not completely flat. I have got some cheesecloth there. Thank you, Sue Plum, for the tips and tricks on using that stuff. I've always struggled, but it looks so good when you do it, so I'm copying. Doily, and I'm just stapling things down. Again, thank you, Sue Plum. It's just quick and easy. I did add a staple to where my photo is being stuck down as well, because I knew I was going to add these charms. Creations embellishments, it's an excellent O, and again in the same colorway, with that green and that blue and the white and silver. And I'm like, oh, that's just the cutest thing ever. So I'm going to pop those on there, and I'm going to start adding my title in. I'm going to use my T-square ruler so I have a reasonably straight line. When you see the finished page, you will see that it is not straight, it's kind of up and down a little bit, but that was completely intentional. And yes, so my title is A Little Christmas Star. This clown, as we were setting up the Christmas tree, he grabbed the star out of the box and he held it on top of his head and started dancing up and down, singing I'm a Christmas Star or something. It was the funniest thing. And I didn't have my camera in my hand, so I was like, can you do that again? And he obliged. So I got these cool photos. He's got the biggest grin on his face. He was having so much fun, and yeah, so I had to snap it. Okay, so I have also got here, this is a Freckled Fawn chipboard piece, and it's in red, but it's not quite the right red. So I have applied a coat of clear gesso, and then that same red spray, which is the Rudolph's Nose Red, I think it's called. Yes, Rudolph's Nose Red. Over the top of that, I'm really happy with the colour that turned out, and it kind of ties in with everything else. And then the top right, Star of Wonder, Star of Night, I think it says, and that's a rubber embellishment from Ali Edwards. And I just really like that then brings the red to in that triangle around my photo. I've added my journaling at the bottom with a gold pen, and it just says exactly what I told you the story was. And I'm going in with my gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine, adding some sprinkles. I have the close-ups here to show you. This, I really love this page. I love the way it turned out. Yeah, so fun. And one of my favourite colour combinations to use for Christmas. Yes, it's a bit early for Christmas, but I do have another share coming up for Christmas, and hopefully others as well, because I may have just got the new Cocoa Vanilla Studio Christmas collection, which is beautiful. But yes, I hope you enjoy the close-ups here. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them below. Or maybe you just want to say hi. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you head over to Cut2U to check out the beautiful designs over there. And thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you again very soon.